Arm wrestling is a sport with two opponents who face each other with their bent elbows placed on a table and hands firmly gripped, who then attempt to force the opponent's hand down to the tabletop, pin them. The sport is often casually used to demonstrate the strong comparison between two or more people. Hermes Gasparini versus Denis Cyplenkov, who is stronger? Hermes Gasparini, born in Italy, age 28 years old, weight 113 kg, height 188 cm, biceps 54 cm, forearm 48 cm, wrist 23 cm, nickname the Gladiator. Hermes Gasparini is a very strong arm wrestler. During his career he won many awards and medals. In recent years he performed a lot in arm wrestling. Hermes Gasparini won most of his matches. In the match with Levan Saginashvili, Ermes Gasparini again showed himself quite well by winning 2 rounds. Ever since he was a child, Hermes Gasparini was engaged in arm wrestling. He liked the sport. Hermes Gasparini is a 4-time world champion and multi-time European champion. The power puller from Italy is a daunting task for any heavyweight standing on the other side of the table. His impressive performance in the world stage and dominant victories over heavyweights twice his weight have earned him a cult following. Let's talk a little bit about arm wrestling. Training improvement at arm wrestling is most driven by 2 factors: strength development, conditioning, and experience. While there is no consensus among top athletes as to whether table training or weight training is most effective for developing arm wrestling strength, it is generally accepted that both are important. Common lifts for arm wrestling include biceps curl, wrist curl, and throws, all of which develop overall pulling strength and greater pressure against the opponent, in addition to standard dumbbells and barbells. Serious pullers often make use of bands and cobble system with specialized handles in order to more closely replicate angles and tensions of real arm wrestling during weight training. Table training often involves pulling many casual or semi-serious matches from various starting position and developing one's strategy and technique against a large variety of opponent and style. Technique, there are many styles and moves in arm wrestling, each with their own relative balance of hand and arm pressure. The 3 most common general moves are the hook, toproll, and press. Pressure, many force vectors or pressures contribute to the overall success of an arm wrestler. Generally speaking, these pressures can be classified into hand pressure and arm pressure. Hand pressure, the primary hand pressure is cupping or twist flexion. The flexion of the wrist by the forearm muscle bends back the opponent's wrist and dramatically decreases their accessible leverage during the match. Secondary hand pressure include supination as in a hook, pronation is in a toproll, and rising or wrist abduction. Each of these can be used to get an opponent into an uncomfortable or disadvantageous position from which the initiator can more easily pin. Arm pressure. The 3 major arm pressure in arm wrestling include side pressure, back pressure, and posting or upward pressure. I think the side pressure is stronger in Denis Cyplenkov. Side pressure involves contraction of the pectoral muscle and whole body movement in order to generate force against the opponent perpendicular to the plane of the palm. This pressure is most directly associated with movement of the hand toward the pin pad, and as such is often the main or only pressure instinctively utilized by novices trying to pin their opponent. I think the back pressure is stronger in Hermes Gasparini. Back pressure involves contraction of the muscle of the back, primarily the lats, and the biceps in order to adduct the upper arm and generate force toward the self and away from the opponent. If successful, the application of back pressure increases the elbow angle of the opponent and therefore limits their leverage. Posting or upward pressure involves a contraction of the biceps in order to flex the elbow. If successful, the application of upward pressure decreases the elbow angle of the initiator, therefore increasing their leverage against their opponent. I think the hook is stronger in Denis Cyplenkov. The hook or hooking is any more classified within the inside style of the arm wrestling. The defining characteristic of a hook is supination of the hand and forearm, which result is in a match centrate of pressure applied through the wrist. Generally, a successful hook is more dependent to raw arm strength, centered on the biceps, that hand control and technique compared to a top roll. The top roll or top rolling is any move classified within the outside style of the arm wrestling. The defining characteristic of a top roll is pronation of the hand and forearms, in which the thumb becomes the point in which pressure is applied as you rotate into the opponent's hand. Generally, a successful top roll is highly dependent to technique and the strength of the hand and forearms, more so than a hook or press. As of today, their match has not yet taken place, but in the future everything is still possible. 15 to 15% chance in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next videos.